in the creation of something really extraordinary, News University. And I would say over the last decade, there's been no greater institutional friend of NewsU than the Knight Foundation, and there's been no greater personal friend of NewsU than Eric Newman.
I grew up at the Oakland Tribune with Bob Maynard, and Bob wanted us to have a teaching newspaper. We had 7 or 8 major training programs inside the Tribune during the time when he was alive, during the time I was there. And so everything I grew up thinking about newsroom training and learning came from Bob. So you thank him, but I'd like to thank him.
That's an excellent point. And I'd also like tonight to recognize the contribution of someone who can't be here, but who did share in that vision, Jim Naughton. Someone else who consistently a sponsor and patron of the growth of young journalists and saw the ability to magnify that impact across not only an entire country, but across the world as well. So I think NewsU has been, had a terrific impact on Poynter as well as upon the world. I think NewsU is one of the primary reasons that Poynter occupies a place of prominence in this world of making journalism better. When you think about some of those other organizations that you mentioned, over the course of the last 10 years, I think NewsU really has been fundamental, not only to the sustaining, but to the growth of Poynter's prominence and role around the country, around the world. That's because it has made a real difference, and Brian, thank you for that, and others for that wonderful account of how it has made such a big difference for so many people. And I love the story out of Nairobi, as well. Just a terrific sign of its reach and breadth. We couldn't imagine 10 years ago that it would be this. You know, we could not have contemplated that it would have this kind of place and extend the reach of Poynter. I mean, Tim has this phrase that he's developed with all of you: experience Poynter everywhere. Well, you know, the great thing about a position statement like that is when it's not aspirational, but it's descriptive. And it's NewsU that has made so much of that true already. You can experience Poynter anywhere. And it's because of NewsU is for a very large part of that experience. It's also, I think, entirely true that NewsU has been, back to the point originally, would it help? Absolutely would it help. It has helped. It is helping. We don't know exactly yet how much more it will help, but we've underestimated it in the past, and now it's our turn to think about how to imagine the full impact that it can have going forward. So it's exciting work. We're delighted to have you re-up in that work, which we take both as a sign of pleasure and pride in what's been done already, and as a vote of confidence in the future of this great work. So I don't know in another 10 years who's going to be in the room. I don't know who will be here then, but I can't, it'll be so exciting to see how much we've underestimated, even now in our bold thinking, what NewsU can be.